I'm Sheila Jane V. Albios. I am the first reporter, and my topic's all about global Filipino. Next slide. Global Filipino, diverse, productive, multicultural citizens, which in effect establishes a unified overseas Filipino citizenry for Philippine economic welfare and global cultural capital. In today's era, every Filipino's lives are already tied and affected by globalization and its processes. Filipinos can be very good in adapting changes. We are global Filipinos because we easily adapt to the environment that we are in and tend to prioritize what is the reason why we are in this type of situation, and we work hard to achieve our goals in life. That is why foreign companies and business owners tend to like us and hire Filipinos for the available jobs. Global Filipinos includes the documented and undocumented OFWs, permanent residents of another country, former Filipinos who renounced that but subsequently reacquired Filipinos. In the aspects of Philippines economy, it depends largely on incomes from jobs with global connections. The first is migrant labor. Next. So the term migrant is an umbrella term which means it applies to people who have moved away from their place of usual residence of any duration and for any reason. From the word labor, which means work, so what is migrant labor? Migrant labor is the movement of persons from one state to another or within their own country of residence for the purpose of employment. In 2015, the Department of Labor and Employment reported that the number of Filipinos leaving the country to work overseas rose to 4,018 in 2010 to 6,092 in 2015, a 51% increase in the span of 5 years. Filipinos have made a remarkable presence in a global scale. The Philippine Overseas Employment Administration reported that as of December 2013, the total population of Filipino who work and resided in other parts of the globe has reached whopping 10,238,000. In 2019, there were 169 million international migrant workers in the world, and they constituted 4.9% of the global labor force in the destination countries. In 2016, there were 2.4 million Filipinos living and or working outside of the country, according to the Philippine Statistical Authority. An article by Rappler published a report that OFW sent back $25.8 billion in 2015, roughly 8.8% of the country's gross domestic products. So globally, more people than ever seek better lives outside their home countries. There are 10 million Filipinos live abroad, and more than 1 million Filipino leave the country each year to work abroad. Remittance to the Philippines from around the world continue to grow.
So, good afternoon everyone. My name is Nathaniel Brian. So, I am the designated reporter of this topic. So, business process outsourcing. So, business process outsourcing is a business practice in which an organization contracts with an external service provider to perform essential business function or tasks. So, it is a subset of outsourcing that involves the contracting of the operations and responsibilities of a specific business process to a third-party service provider. So, for example, this is Coca-Cola. So, we all know that Coca-Cola is a goods that is scattered all over the world. So, it is known to first ever known soft drink in the entire world. So, Philippines provide BPO for foreign clients. So according to Ag Kawili in 2017 and 2015, BPO operations yielded 24 billion US dollars. Combined, these two economic activities have plowed over 51 billion US dollars into the country's national coffers. Next slide, please. Exports. The Philippines exports machinery, semiconductors, wood, cars, export crops and fruits, minerals such as gold and copper, ships and vehicles to other Asian countries, Europe and North America. According to Walkman D 2017 and 2016, these exports earned 56.3 billion US dollars. Out from all these exports products, rice is the only left. The Philippines is 8th largest rice producers in the world, but the country is also one of the biggest importers of rice as basic sample. So for today, Philippine total exports recorded 6.7 US billion dollars in September 2023. Good afternoon, everyone. I am the third reporter. My topic is all about tourism. Tourism is the largest source of national income in the country, which is about 6.05 US dollar billion 6.05 billion US billion dollars by end of 2016 according to World Bank. Ang turismo ang negosyo na pagbibigay ng mga serbisyo tulad ng transportasyon, mga lugar na matuluyan o libangan para sa mga taong nasa bakasyon. For example, in the Philippines, it's the best tourist spot. One of the best tourist spot in the Philippines is the Boracay. Boracay offers a variety of foods from local delicacies to international cuisine. Popular dishes include seafood, adobo, and halo-halo. For accommodations, Boracay has a range of options including luxury resort, boutique hotels, and budget-friendly guest houses. For entertainment, options on the island include beach parties, water sports, and vibrant nightlife. And overall, ang turismo ay ang aktibidad ng paglalakbay sa iba't ibang lugar para sa kasiyahan, paglilibang o negosyo. Kabilang dito ang iba't ibang karanasan, kabilang ang pagbisita sa mga atraksyon, pagunlad ng mga kultura at pangtangkilik sa mga aktibidad sa libangan sa iba't ibang destinasyon.
So those are the sources of Philippine income or our Philippine economy. We have first migrant labor, next is tourism, next is BPO or the business process outsourcing, and exports. Added to the $51 billion from OFW and BPO earnings, the total revenue of $1,013.35 billion makes the Philippines the 36th largest economy in the world. So here are the list of kanang largest economy of the world. So first is ang United States, second is ang China, Germany, followed by Germany, then Japan, fifth ang India, sixth ang United Kingdom, France, Italy, Brazil, then last is Canada. So GDP, what do we mean by GDP? That is the gross domestic product or that is the indicator of kanang economic growth. So, if mas dako ang GDP sa isa ka country, so sila ang mas dato or considered sila as rich country. So, as you can see, mas dako ang United States among the 10 countries. Next, let's go back to the history. There has never been a time in the long life of the Philippines that existed in isolation from the Asian region as well as the world. History records have shown that communities in the archipelago were engaged in extensive and lucrative trade with other neighboring countries in most of Southeast Asian countries, China, and other countries in Asia in the pre-colonial era. So therefore, our country or the Philippines has never been isolated. So before, we engage in trades, we engage in business with other countries, especially the Southeast Asian countries. the China, and all over the world pod. Next. So before, we are under two empires, which is the Spain and the USA. But during the Cold War, or pag start sa Cold War, we lined up or we sided with USA, since during that time ang duha lang considered na superpowers kay ang USA o ang USSR, or the Soviet Union of Socialist Republics. However, our decision is to side with USA, since we have a strong connection or strong historical connection with USA, since if I'm not mistaken, we are kanang colonized by the Americans for over 48 years, starting from 1998 to 1946. So naadjud tay strong historical ties with them. Then aside from na colonize na nila for long time, kuan pod naka-influence pod sa atong decision is ang kanang we have shared democratic practices, then the military and kanang economic support given by the US sa atoa. So ang atong alignment sa USA is kanang formalized by various treaties, like for example is katong Mutual Defense Treaty of 1951. So that was signed in the Washington DC. Then kana siya na treaty kay nag-require sa both countries, which is the USA and our country, the Philippines, para muhatag og support if there is an event of armed attack. So if ever there is a party that attacks the Philippines, then the US will support the Philippines, to provide military assistance ana military troops, and same pod sa USA, if sila pod ang in need, then the Philippines will mutabang pod sa ilaha. Then so before I forgot, the Cold War na I've mentioned earlier happened at the end of the Second World War in 1945, up to the dissolution rather, or the collapse of the USSR in 1991. So katong Cold War nahitabo na siya since there is a kanang geopolitical tension and ideological struggle between USA and the USSR. Then kuan pod, since kana silang duha that time is mo silang considered as superpowers, so they compete for political, economic, and military dominance. And gitawag na siya og Cold War since there is no direct military confrontation. So wala jud literal na kanang nag-away-away, nagbinumbahay, nagpinasilay. Nagkuan lang sila, nalang sila gitawag na nuclear armed race. So padaghanay lang sila og war weapons, and according to my former history teacher pod, basta na Cold War, wala jud na siya like mo tong ingon direct military confrontation, indirect na siya na war. And just like what I've mentioned earlier na ang Cold War is nag-start 1945 to 1991, which is the collapse of Soviet Union. So there is a collapse sa Soviet Union since kanang USSR union gali siya og sa mga socialist republics, which is nag-include siya sa made up day siya og 15 ka republics, including Russia, Uzbekistan, Ukraine, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Belarus, Moldova. Basta 15 na siya tanan. Then na-collapse na siya, so mootong nawala pod ang Cold War since 'di ba ang nag-away sa Cold War ang USA ug ang USSR. So pagawala sa USSR, nag-stop na pod or nag-end ang Cold War. So year 1960, the United States intervened in the Vietnam War. So this Vietnam War took place in Cambodia, Laos, and Vietnam starting from November 1, 1955 up to April 30, 1975. So bale ang iyang duration is 20 years. So kaning Vietnam War nahitabo ni siya since there is a struggle for Vietnamese independence. So na-divide ang Vietnam into North and South Vietnam. So the North Vietnam was led by Ho Chi Minh and the communist allies or communist forces. However, ang South Vietnam is mo ni siya ang gisuportahan sa USA, mo galing ning intervened ang USA sa Vietnam War. So ginag-support sila sa South Vietnam and kauban po nila ang mga anti-communist allies. So nahitabo ang Vietnam War since gusto manggod sa North Vietnam, which is led by Ho Chi Minh, na kanang ma-under ang whole Vietnam into the communist kanang control. However, anti-communist man gud ning South Vietnam and mogali anti-communist pud ang US. So muna siyang naadyoy war or Vietnam War ilang gitawag ana. However, nag-end ra pud ning Vietnam War, just like what I've said atong the fall of Saigon. So kana ding Saigon, that is the capital city of South Vietnam. So by the time na na-capture na siya sa North Vietnam, nag-end napildi jud ang South Vietnam and na unite ra pod ang Vietnam na North and South into the communist control. So in the same year, the Philippines helped formed the anti-communist regional body or the so-called Southeast Asia Treaty Organization or C2. So kaning Southeast Asia Treaty Organization or C2, nahitabo ni siya or na-create ni siya in September 1, 1954. And nag-end ra po ni siya kanang June 30, 1977. So kani siya is made up of 8 countries. Una ang France, followed by Thailand, Philippines, Pakistan, United Kingdom, United States, and New Zealand, and Australia po. So the C2 is created by the American hegemon. So ang nag-create jud or nag-initiate jud na mabuhat ang C2 is ang America or ang USA. Then na-create ni siya ato sa Manila, Philippines. So kani pong C2 naghatag po ni siya og kanang support or benefits sa Philippines kay if there is war pod mutabang pod ang katong 7 countries na involved or member ani nga organization. Next March. So this is the logo of the C2. So mo na siya created by the American hegemon to contain the alleged spread of communism in the region. So what do we mean by this phrase na contain the alleged spread of communism? So i-contain siya, which means i-isolate or i-corner na to siya within the existing bodies lang niya, within existing borders. Para dili na mas-spread ang communism, mas-stop na siya within dinha lang na place kung asa man gali na siya gina-adopt na kuan type of kanang government or type of government. Next, English is largely spoken lingua franca in the country. So we all know that English pod ang ato ang international language or mo na jud na siya ang largely spoken lingua franca sa Philippines. So mas daghan yung tao nag-speak og English. So nag-search ko when was kanang English considered as international language, but there is no exact date for that. So pwede na siya nato siya ma-trace back ang iyang history nganong na-consider siya as largely spoken lingua franca. So katos manggod sa during the British Empire, so mo na siya kadalasan ginagamit nila sa business, sa trade, and that is also their language of administration. However, pagkawala sa British Empire or katong nag-start na og ka-evolve ang USA na mahimo siyang superpower or major global power na country, mas na spread out pa jud ang English na language since gigamit na nila as language of diplomacy sa science and technology, sa education, sa trading, same pa rin sa when they do business with other countries, mo na siya gigamit na language. So mo na siya na considered siya as largely used na kanang language in communication.
So good day everyone. I am Marjeline Molino Nazareno, the next reporter. So American popular culture remains the model of modernity and high social class. The 2014 Pew Research Center survey, maybe stocks, showed that 92% of Filipinos are pro-American. The culture imported to the Philippines sure are not just American. Remember, the country is so diverse and that makes Filipino a unique nation. The example of American popular culture is their entertainment. The first example is Hollywood and music. So this is the Hollywood area. Then the next is the example of Hollywood and music. The Beach Boys. So the Beach Boys are an American rock band formed in Hawthorne, California in 1961. The group's original lineup consisted of brothers Brian, Dennis, and Carl Wilson and their cousin Mike Love and friend Al Hardin. So this would be the example of their music. Just let me hear some of that. The second one is Tom Petty and Heartbreakers. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers were an American rock band from Janesville, Florida, formed in 1976. Band originally comprised lead singer and rhythm guitarist. This is the example of their music. The next is their sports. Their sports is baseball, basketball, and football. The American football, also known as the Gridiron football, is a team sports played by two teams of 11 players on a rectangular field with a goal sports at each end. The basketball is, kabalo naman tani, di ba, kay kuan. Well known naman siya maskin din sa Pilipinas. This would be LeBron James player. However, the cultures important to the Philippine shores are not just American. The country has adopted Japanese, Korean, and even Mexican popular culture, notable in teenage, boy and girl bands, K-pop, K-drama, J-pop, and J-drama, etc., as well as various of Mexican telenovelas, Marimal del Barrio, and Rosalinda, and etc. This is the example of K-pop. K-pop stands for Korean popular music. It is most commonly known as mainstream music that originated in South Korea. The next is the K-drama, the City Hunter, Squid Game, then J-pop and J-drama. Then this would be the example of Mexican movies, Marimar and Maria del Barrio.
So, good day everyone. My name is Kiana Canton, so I will be the reporter for this video. So, returning OFW or migrant families who comes back to the country from abroad brings back various practices and customs of the countries they have been through. According to Midway 2009, Filipinos living or working in Japan alter their clothing styles to look and act more like Japanese. Aside from that, many Korean merchandise and fashion statements were already used and followed by many Filipinos in all ages. So, similarly, the influence of Korean merchandise and fashion statements on Filipinos reflects the impact of cultural globalization. For instance, the popularity of K-dramas and K-pop has led to the adoptions of Korean beauty products, fashion trends, and even language expressions among Filipinos, showcasing the cross-cultural exchange between nations. In intent, these examples highlight how individuals absorb and integrate aspects of foreign cultures into their own shaping a diverse and interconnected global cultural landscape. So next slide, please. Adapting Korean fashion clothing. So, the adaptation of Korean fashion and clothing styles by people outside of Korea is a result of the global popularity of K-pop, K-dramas, and Korean pop culture. These trends, often referred to as the Korean wave or Hallyu, has influenced fashion choices worldwide. The appeal lies in the trendy and youthful aesthetics associated with Korean fashions. Examples: K-pop inspired outfits like Dita karon like kung unsay mga uso bitaw like mga aesthetics is mopis na nato kay mao may trend sa Korea. So mag-adapt na to ang kanang trending bitaw nila mga kanang suotan diyan sa Pilipinas. So that is the examples of adaptations Korean fashion and clothing in the Philippines. So next slide please. Adapting Japanese fashion clothing. So, Japanese fashion and clothing styles by individuals such as Filipinos living or working in Japan reflects a process of cultural assimilation. This phenomenon can be explained by the desire to integrate into the host culture, as well as the influence of local fashion trends. For example, Filipinos in Japan might alter their clothing styles to incorporate and elements commonly seen in Japan fashion, which often emphasize simplicity, modesty, and attention to detail. This may involve wearing traditional Japanese garments like patterns and attentions. So, design into their wardrobe. So, additionally, accessories such as traditional Japanese footwear or cultural symbols may be integrated to create a more authentic representation of the local style. This adaptation not only allows individuals to blend in within the host country but also signifies a form of respect and appreciation for the culture they are temporarily immersed in. So, there are so many Filipinas no, or Filipino na nakadito sa like sa Japan na rin po yung bitaw din. We are going to adapt to the bitaw sa Japanese kay that is kind of signs of formal respect and appreciation to the culture man. So that's for today. Thank you.
Okay, so the Korean and Japanese language are attractive to learn, and these are all coming from the influences of the TV dramas and other media platforms. So added also the fact that most of the people today have various and easy access on the different social media platforms and internet, which plays the vital role in today's society. So some Filipinos or most sa Filipino is nag-adapt po ta sa mga Korean and Japanese language. Samot na og kanang very sa tawag ana kanang K-drama natics kay or ganahan kay mga K-drama Korean. So they tend to adapt their language pod. So kabalo na pod ang mga Filipino mo speak og kanang Hangul, which is muna ang Korean na language. So next. So let me show you kung unsa ang alphabet sa Korean. So this is the alphabet of Korean. So nasa like vowels muna siya, then mo po ni ilang list of consonants. So ilahang rule ani is by syllable mo na ang ilahang i-spelling. So pareha ani by syllable na siya Hangul. So na bahin siya kaduha. So na mix ang mga vowels og consonants sa isa ka kanang vowel ay isa ka what do you call that, isa ka syllable, then sa pikas pod GUL, then Juson Gol. So tulo pod siya ka syllable, so muna siya tulo ka bahinan pod. So mao po ni siya ang Japanese language. They call this hiragana and apoy katakana. So mao ni ilaha pong writing.
Good day everyone. I am Marquise Paredes. I am the reporter of Diaspora. So Diaspora is a population that is scattered across region which is separated from its geographic places of origin. So there is a greater attempt to preserve Filipino culture. Filipino American artists, for example, have preserved the use of kolintang, an instrument associated with Moros of Mindanao. Next. So this is the example of kolintang. So kolintang is the set of 8 gongs made of bronze and a wooden stand in the shape of harimanok, mythical bird or divine messenger. A accompanied by one large gong made of iron, but usually it is also made of bronze, and the two drums. The 8 small gongs differ in pitch, but the height of the tune is not fixed and can differ per set. The number of large gong can vary from 1 to several gongs of different pitch and size. Next, Baybayin, the pre-colonial beautiful ancient writing script of the island of the Philippines. So Baybayin is the national writing of the Philippines. So as you can see in the picture, that is how you write Baybayin.
Good afternoon, I'm back again. So this is my another designated report in the contemporary world. So House Bill 1022. A House bill was filed by Pangasinan Representative Leopoldo Batawil in 2018. So it has a purpose or desire to preserve and promote baybayin. So according to the Manila Times article posted on April 26, 2018, which says the bill was approved by the House Committee on Basic Education and Culture, which seeks to promote, protect, preserve, and to conserve baybayin as the national writing system of the Philippines, using it as a tool for cultural, economic development to create a consciousness, respect, and pride for the legacies of Filipino cultural history, heritage, and centuries' authentic identity. So by baybayin, as proposed by Leopoldo Batawil, this measure seeks to declare baybayin as the Philippines' national writing system, generating greater awareness on the plight of baybayin and foster wider appreciation and its importance and beauty. The bill declares there is need to promote, to protect, to preserve, and conserve baybayin as the national writing system of the Philippines, using as tool for cultural and economic development. The bill received the support of the Department of Education, the National Commission for Culture and the Arts, or NCAA, and the advocacy group Baybayin Buhayin.
Good day everyone, my name is Alimar Ibulanti, the reporter of Group 8. So, the first topic is the 5 list of world-class Filipino. Next page. So, number 1 is Leah Salonga, an internationally acclaimed Filipina singer and actress. Leah Salonga is best known for her roles of musical theater, particularly as Kim in Miss Saigon, and the singing voice of Asmin in Disney's Aladdin. She has won numerous awards for her contribution to the art. So, kani si Miss Leah, nailagay niya siya sa best singer, the first best singer. And the second one is Jessica Soho is the prominent broadcast journalist. Jessica Soho is the host of Kapuso Mo Jessica Soho, one of the highest rated news, and magazine shows in the Philippines. She has received numerous awards for her outstanding work in journalism. So si Jessica Soho nakuha niya nga pinaka kanabitang naila siya nga pagka broadcaster because kanabitang mga complicated nga mga situation about sa mga kanang mga batan sa mga gira nga kani si Jessica Soho moadto gini siya balik para lang makahatag sa mga tao og mga kanang exact nga report ba nga nabitang detailed guys nga report. So mora na akong about sa Jessica Soho. So, next slide. And third one of the si Manny Pacquiao, born on December 19, 1978 in Cabawi, Bukidnon, Philippines. Pacquiao is a professional boxer and politician. He is considered one of the greatest boxers of all time and he's achieved numerous world championship in the different weight classes. So si Manny Pacquiao na ilan siya about sa uh, boxer. Siya may nakahawid sa titulo nga buong gila siya nga pinaka best boxer sa Pilipinas kay siya may nakahawid nga titulo sa 8 division champs. Then pagkauman sa iyang kanang kuaning dagan po ni siya pagka senator. Kay gusto niya nga ang iyang pagkapobre di pa lagana bitaw sa about sa Pilipino. Bari siya may balimoy kanang kuan bitaw sa mga kabatan-unan labi na katong mga kabus nga mga Pilipino siya may sumbanan. So next.
Good day everyone. I'm here to report the last part of reporting. Pia Alonso Wurzbach, considered a world-class Filipino, particularly in the realm of beauty pageants. She gained international prominence when she was crowned Miss Universe in 2015, representing the Philippines. His victory ended a long drought for the Philippines in a Miss Universe competition, and her grace, poise, and intelligence during the pageant earned his widespread acclaim. So, Pia Wurzbach is contribute the Philippines as he crowned in 2015 as the Miss Universe. And next is palihagdag next rice. Efren Ping Lacson, a former Philippine senator and chief of the Philippine National Police. Ping Lacson is known as his and anti-corruption efforts. He has been recognized for his work in law enforcement as a legislator. So, Ping Lacson is so dedicated at his work as a legislator and senator, and also a chief of the Philippine National Police. So that's all. Thank you.